Lois Queen snuck into Malcolm Malone's study and headed straight for his desk. She turned on his computer and searched through his files. Lois realized she hit the jackpot when she found plans for a massive weapon. It looked big enough to take out an entire city. Lois wondered if it was meant to take out Metropolis as she fumbled through her purse for her flash drive. Just as she pulled it out of her purse, the lights went out. Gunshots can be heard outside with the party. Lois prayed that the gunshots were from the party being robbed and not from Jimmy Olsen getting shot for being her decoy. Outside the mansion, Clark heard the gunshots and super speeds into the party. Once inside, everything is pitch black, and Clark must use his low light vision to search the crowd for the shooters. He honed in on someone who had a gun raised to Tess's head. Clark super speeds over to the shooter and whisked him away. One by one, Clark quickly took down all of the men with guns. He scanned the room with his X-ray vision to see if he missed anyone. He caught a glimpse of Lois fumbling around in the dark in Malcolm Malone's study. Clark wondered what Queen was up to now. The lights came on, and all of the criminals were tied up in a circle in the middle of the room. The party attendees all applaud. Clark super speeds into the study and came face to face with Lois Queen. He sarcastically asked, "Looking for a new story?" Lois barely gave him a look before going back to saving the plans to her flash drive. She said she found one much bigger than she expected and that she thinks that Malone has something dangerous planned for Metropolis. Clark is taken aback by the sincere response from her. He's used to her spitting threats and insults at him. Then he realized she must think he's Clark Kent too. How many people did he meet in just a few hours? Clark asked Lois, what exactly does she think Malone is capable of? Lois showed Clark the super weapon on Malone's computer. Clark thought about Jonathan's theory that someone wanted the Kryptonian relic for a super weapon. He told Lois about the burglary at the Luthor mansion and how one of the criminals had a gun to Tess's head out there. Lois wondered what could they possibly want with the dragon lady. Clark ignored the insult to Tess and told her the thieves were trying to steal a Kryptonian relic from the Luthor mansion, but he took it from them. Lois asked, what does it do? Clark had no idea. Lois offered to send the relic to her contact at Swan Communications. If anyone could tell them what it was, they could. Clark was hesitant to be indebted to Lois Queen. It was her husband who told the whole world that kryptonite could kill him. But Clark guessed he got his revenge when he killed Oliver, and he couldn't afford to turn down allies, no matter how unlikely. Clark told her the relic was at his place in Suicide Slum. Lois asked why in the world was he there. Clark answered that a friend got the place for him to help him keep a low profile. Lois said, "Friend, you're really not Clark Luthor." Clark became enraged until he realized she was right. The only reason anyone was helping him was because they thought he was someone else. They agreed to meet the next day. Clark offered to super speed her out of there, but she waved him off. Lois said she was a big girl and could get herself out of trouble. It was Jimmy Olsen who needed his help. Clark shook his head. Some things never changed. Then super speeds off to find Jimmy.